Hi and welcome to shoulder impingement training. While learning about photosynthetically active radiation, so we will always do one exercise against shoulder impingement, and then I'm going to read from here something about photosynthetically active radiation, and I try to learn and understand it, and participating in the exercises is at your own risk. And let's start with the first one, a warm-up exercise. We're just going backwards with shoulders, up in front and down. We just want to warm the shoulders up for the other exercises. So back, up and front and down, just forward shoulder circles. And one last one, and then we're changing the direction, and now we're going in front, up, back and down. And we're repeating this cycle of backward shoulder shoulders, in front, up, back and down, and one last time. And we're directly going on with the second exercise, which is very similar. Now we're having long arms, now bending the elbow. We're making fists with the hands. And now we're going concentrated and controlled and way more efforts backwards with the shoulders. Now we're trying to come further back with the shoulders. We're lifting them up. Now we have lifted them completely up. Now try to lift the shoulders higher up while you move them in front. Now try to bring the shoulders further in front while you bring them down. Now try to bring the shoulders further down while you bring them back. Try to bring them further back while you lift them up. Try to lift them higher up while you bring them in front. Try to bring them further in front while you go down, and we're changing the direction. Try to come further in front while you lift the shoulders up. Try to lift the shoulders higher up while you bring them back. Try to bring them further back while you bring them down. Try to bring them further down while you bring them in front. Last round. Try to bring them further in front while you bring them up. Try to bring them further up while you bring them back. And try to bring them further back while you bring them down. Now to the photosynthetically active radiation. Solar radiation exists. We don't have a further explanation, just that's the first bullet point. It's written in bullet points things about the photosynthetic active radiation. And the first one is that solar radiation exists. We want to know more. The second one is not all solar radiation is the same. So it exists and not all of it is the same. That's a common thing about things which exist, but it doesn't really help to know what solar radiation is or what the thing is which is not the same. We're having two things, and we're going on with the next exercise. We're having a leg standing wide apart. We're going a bit into the knees, ranging forward with a straight back. We're letting the arms hang. And now we're bringing the scapulars together. Don't have the shoulders high by the ears, but down, and press the scapulars together. And we want to train the muscles with this exercise. So use the muscles and effort to bring the scapulars together. Now make fists with the hands. And bring the arms up, and again, make sure that you use a lot of effort to bring the scapulars together. And now bring the arms down, and release the scapulars. And for a second time this exercise, in the knees, inch forward with a straight back, with the arms hang, and pinch the scapulars together, and do it with effort. Now make fists. And bring the arms up and really pinch the scapulars together. Now let the arms down, and we're done with this exercise. So solar radiation exists, and not every solar radiation is the same. Something of light can be measured in nanometers. 1 meter are 1 billion nanometer, and 1 billion nanometer are 1 meter. So we don't get that much more to know to solar radiation, but it's now suddenly we talk about light. Solar radiation and light, these two things might have something to do with each other. Why not? Solar radiation, there are different types of it, and it exists. And light, something of light can have a length. So light cannot just be there and can make something bright, but something of it can have a length, and that length is measured in nanometers. Nanometers is something very small. It's a billionth of a meter, so that is a meter. And a billionth of it is something like that, so it's very, very small. Whatever, something of light is very, very small. Next exercise, the two-shielded turtle training at shell. Again, we're like standing wide apart, we're going a bit into the knees, ranging forward with a straight back. Now we're making a round back. We're letting the arms hang, turning the arms to the inside, we're lifting the arms high up, and the arms together. We're straightening up, and we're bringing the scapulars down and together. So the arms high up, and together. Scapulars down, together. Arms high up, and together. Shoulders down, and together. And again with effort. Arms up, together, shoulders down, and together. And we're slowly releasing. And do the same, directly again into the knees, hinge forward with a round back, with the arms hang, turn the arms to the inside, the arms high up to the inside. We are straightening up and you're bringing the shoulders and the scapulas down into the inside. The arms high up to the inside, the shoulders down to the inside. Arms high up and to the inside, shoulders down to the inside. And releasing it. So something of light has a length. It's measured in nanometers, which is very, very, very small. Solar radiation exists, and not all solar radiation is the same. Something of light can have a length. If its length is somewhere between 400 and 700 nanometers, that is when photosynthetically active radiation. Light is not just bright. There can be something measured of it, and if that measured of if that length, whatever it is, has a length of 400 to 700 nanometers, and even in multiple hundreds, or 4 and 7 multiple hundreds, a nanometer is still very, very small, then it is active, photosynthetically active radiation. So if something of light has a length of 400 to 700 nanometers, that is photosynthetically active radiation. The next exercise, we are bringing the arms up, and we're just concentrating on the scapulas. But the scapulas are moving back as they should, and they're making space free for the humerus, for the arm to come up. So just think about the scapulas, how they're opening up and giving room for the humerus. If this exercise causes pain, or any other of these exercises, don't do them. Just concentrating on the scapulas, and down again, and the last time. Just concentrate on the scapulas, how they're opening up and down. There are two reasons for short impingement. The first reason is that the scapula is in front, and if the arm with the humerus comes up, there's not enough room. And the second reason is that the scapula is not down enough, and the arm can't come up. So we're training with back muscles so that we can bring the scapulas down together, and we're also training with the scapula is further back and opens up, so the arm can lift up directly onto the next exercise. It's similar to the last one, the arms to the outside, and we're just thinking about the scapulas, how we are following the arms around the rib cage. So scapula is now back together. The scapulas are following the arms, are going to the outside of the rib cage, and following the humerus. Shoulder blades going together, and you can pinch them together at the end. And we are following around the rib cage. Just concentrate on the scapulas. And we're going around, back, and in front. And now we're going back, and we're done also with this exercise. If this one particular thing of light has a length between 400 and 700 nanometers, and it's because of that photosynthetically active radiation, it is the light that organisms which are doing photosynthesis can use to do this just mentioned photosynthesis. So we know about photosynthesis, that it was just mentioned, and as it was just mentioned, there was no explanation. So photosynthesis is something which was mentioned without explanation. So photosynthesis exists, and plants can do it, organisms can do it. And if something particular of light has a length of 400 to 700 nanometers, it is photosynthetically active radiation and can be used by organisms to do photosynthesis, whatever that is. We're going on with the next exercise. It is the world lifter. So with this exercise, we're having a stable stand, and we're having long arms, now bent in the elbow, we're making fists, and we're turning the arms to the inside, and we're bringing the shoulders back together. So the arms to the inside, shoulders down and back together, and open the chest a little bit to the sky. But all under pressure, so put effort into it. Turn the arms to the inside, the shoulders down to the inside, and open the chest a little bit to the sky. Now we're changing the position of the arms, not of the shoulders. The arms externally rotate, so the arms to the outside, the shoulders still down and together. Put effort into it. And we're changing. The arms back to the inside, the shoulders still down, or the scapulas still down and together. And the last time, the arms to the outside, the shoulders staying down and together. Scapulas down and together. Arms to the inside. And we're done with the world lifter. Next exercise, the arms to the outside, the fists, the arms a little bit in front, and we're bringing the arms in front. The scapulas down and together. And the arms in front, the scapulas down and together. Now we're changing the arms back. The scapulas high up and in front. The arms back, caps in front. And changing the arms in front, and the scapulas down together. And last time, the arms back, shoulders up and in front. Arms back, shoulders up and in front. And next thing to photosynthetically active radiation. Photons, which have something to do with light, are dangerous to cells and tissue if the wavelength is shorter than 400 to 700 nanometers. So a thing what can have a length is the wavelength. Not a particular helpful that we don't know what wavelength is, because it's never explained, but it seems to be wavelength. So the wavelength, and if photons, which have something to do with light, and light has something to do with solar radiation, if a wavelength of these photons is shorter than 400 to 700 nanometers, then they are dangerous to cells and tissue. These photons, which are dangerous when the wavelength is shorter than the photosynthetically active radiation of 400 to 700 nanometers, are mostly filtered by something called ozone layer, which is somewhere in something called stratosphere. We're going on with the next exercise, and that next exercise is the shrug. We're lifting the arms up, and now we are shrugging the shoulders up, and releasing it all again. Again, if this exercise causes pain or any other, don't do it. You're making it worse, not better. You're making it worse. Bring the arms up and shoulders up and release it all again. Anyway, the arms up, shrug, shoulders up for last time, and we're bringing it all down. For the next exercise, the pretzel cut. We're having the arms together, and we're going down with the arms to the outside of the same way back. And we're just concentrating on the scapulas. This is just an exercise where we're paying attention to the scapulas. Just concentrate, how are the scapulas moving? The scapulas are not just something by this exercise, which is just moving without that we are even knowing that they exist. We're just concentrating on the scapulas. Where are we moving? Are we going back, up and front? Whatever we can all do. We go now back, open, and again open, and if we're just closing and we're done with the red circle, the next exercise. If you don't have a sock, you can also use a tennis ball, but if you drop a tennis ball, it is longer than if you drop a sock, and you are gonna let the sock drop, and you're then catching it again, if you manage to do it. And you're trying to have a straight arm. And on the other side, you're letting it fall. And then you're catching it again while it's still in the air, and you're trying to have a straight arm. And we're done also with this exercise. Bit stretching, the arm in front, head, shoulder stays back. The arm in front, head, shoulder stays back. And now, 1.5 minutes left for photosynthetically active radiation. So where's the ozone shicht, ozone layer? It's somewhere. There's the stratosphere with somewhere, and the ozone layer is somewhere in the stratosphere. And inside of this ozone layer, inside of the stratosphere, there are these photons, which are having a shorter wavelength than 400 to 700 nanometers, which is the spectrum range for the photosynthetically active radiation. If they are shorter, and which is dangerous, if they are shorter, they are catched there. So photons which are shorter than 400 nanometers at wavelength are filtered by the ozone layer, which is somewhere in the stratus layer, so it's around the Earth. Shorter than 400 nanometers, dangerous, but catched by the ozone layer. 400 to 700 nanometers, fit for photosynthesis. Longer than 700 nanometers, not energetic enough to be fit for photosynthesis. Whatever it is, cyanobacteria, purple and helibacteria exist, and they can use light outside of these 400 700 nanometers range of photosynthetically active radiation spectrum. And so it happens that they can live in stagnant pool sediments down the depths of the unfathomable ocean.
Photosynthetically active radiation measure is important in agriculture to know if onto the field by these many clouds, where height on that mountain and the shadow of that mountain so close to the equator during wet season, so much photosynthetically active radiation comes, which the plants can use to grow because its wavelength is between 400 and 700 nanometers, which is between the 15 and 25,000 of a centimeter's length. So it's important with photosynthetic active radiation from 400 to 700 nanometers to grow plants. I thank you very much. I don't have time, but another next time.